Level 72, an unwelcome guest. The manager of suites is wearing a grave expression. Ah, begging your pardons, miss, but do you perchance intend to head outside? If so, I would strongly advise you not to stray too far from the Crystarium. Word has it Yulmore has dispatched its military to Lakeland. Given the timing, one can only assume they do not welcome the return of night. Even now, the Exarch is in the ocular, deliberating a response. The ocular. Key. You have business with the Crystal Exarch. Just say the word, and I would be happy to escort you to the ocular. Enter the ocular, yes.
You have come at a good time. As you may have heard, we have something of a quandary on our hands.
Quandary.
Laxon Loft, here in Lakeland. Yulmore has sent one of its airships. They have questions for us concerning the death of the Light Warden. Their emissary makes his way here even as we speak.
I suppose the sky does rather give the game away.
Indeed. 'Twas inevitable they would come knocking. The only question was how soon.
My lord, I am come with the Yulmoren emissary. May I show him in?
A moment, Captain, if you would. Everyone, gather round. I do not wish to show our hand prematurely. Forgive me this liberty. Vanish.
To give the game away. Mike's not picking up for something.
Enter.
Check. Okay. I don't know why it seems to be iffy. Hang on. Check. Okay. Now I'm like way out of. We're having all kinds of issues. 9 minutes in. Hold on. Thought I had all this set. I did a test real quick. Microphone check. Okay. Maybe I'll just have to speak louder. Lean closer in. Like doing. Get on. Sometimes it's the way it works. That's better. That'll have to work. Okay, well, so much for that.
Well, well. The commander of the Yulmoren army himself. To what do I owe the honor, General Ranjit?
The Light Warden is dead, Exarch. Were your people responsible?
You are clearly in some haste, my lord. But before I address your question, you must allow me one of my own. What is Yulmore's interest in this?
His benevolence, Lord Vorthry, is gravely concerned that the actions of an ignorant few may jeopardize relations between man and Sin Eater. Should it transpire that the Crystarium is guilty of abetting the villains responsible for this outrage, my lord has decreed that it suffer the same retribution.
Basically just threatening us. Okay. Much for that.
I see. Since you have been so candid, I too shall speak my mind. Regardless of who is responsible, the Crystarium rejoices in the Light Warden's death and welcomes the return of the night sky. If Yulmore considers this tantamount to aiding those you term villains, then by all means, carry out your retribution. Know, however, that even should every innocent soul in the Crystarium perish, nothing can stop that which has been set in motion.
Folly. The death of one or 1,000,000 Sin Eaters changes nothing. The world is dead, and writhe as we might, like maggots in its rotting course, it will not be reborn. Only by my master's grace may we live out our days in peace. But I waste my breath. You have made your stance clear. I shall relay your words to Lord Vorthry. In the meantime, you would do well to counsel any here who have done more than merely rejoice in recent events, to throw themselves upon Yulmore's mercy, promptly. One last matter. We are searching for a young artist and his assistant. Know you of whom I speak?
An artist and his assistant, no. I cannot say I do.
What a pity. Should they reveal themselves to you, I bid you hand them over at once. My master is most eager to see them again.
Am I imagining things, or did he just stare straight at us?
Looked like it.
I fear he did. The General is not a man to be trifled with. He is a warrior of fearsome repute who has led Yulmore's army since before Vorthry's time, when the nation still spearheaded the fight against the Sin Eaters. One does not command the world's mightiest army, and for so long, without possessing exceptional instincts.
If Yulmore chose to send such an individual, we must assume this talk of retribution is more than an idle threat.
Yep.
While we are grateful for your support, my lord, we cannot in good conscience put your people in harm's way.
'Tis noble of you to say, Master Alphino, but my people have been in harm's way since long before you arrived.
That's true.
Yulmore has ever yearned to rule over what remains of the world. Even should we surrender the Warrior of Darkness to them, they would find some other pretext upon which to invade. The people of the Crystarium know this only too well. which is why, when the time comes, I am certain they will fight to the last man. If truth be told, I would not have been surprised had Ranjit declared war here and now.
He may have reason to delay. According to reports, the Yulmoran forces at Laxan Loft were observed taking a prisoner. A young woman believed to be none other than the Oracle of Light, Minfilia. It may be that General Ranjit wishes to convey her to Yulmor before commencing hostilities. Having mentored generations of Minfilias, it would not surprise me if he had made her capture his chief concern.
This the Minfilia? Sorry, yeah, generations of Minfilias? To answer the question I had from the trailer.
Ah, of course. How remiss of me. I had intended to speak to you of Minfilia. There is, however, much to say, and precious little time in which to say it. I think it best that you seek out Moren at the Cabinet of Curiosity. He'll be able to enlighten you. Alphino, Alize, would you care to accompany your friend? You doubtless have insights of your own to offer on the matter.
All right, though I'm still not sure I understand it all myself.
In the meantime, I will set about making provisions for war.
Okay. Cabinet of Curiosity. Fast way to... Yes, if you're after books pertaining to the Warrior of Darkness, I'm afraid most are out on loan at present. They are experiencing quite a surge in popularity. Oh, you wish to learn about the Oracle of Light? Then it would be my pleasure to assist. After I've finished off some few outstanding tasks, that is, while I attend to them, perhaps you could fetch me a book. The Illustrated Tale of the Oracle of Light, it's called. Though it's intended for younger readers, it provides an excellent summary of the subject matter. The artwork is quite lovely besides. I would not hesitate to recommend it to anyone with an interest in learning about Minfilia. You must see for yourself. The book should be located on the level below. Should, I say, for while there is a place for everything here, not everything is always in its place. By my best efforts, in short, if the book is not where it should be, it will almost certainly be somewhere it shouldn't. So, good luck. That's cool. Search the shelves. Book does not appear to be here. Down another level, or am I supposed to search it a couple of times? Yeah, I know that's... always the last place. Book does not appear to be here. Just as your eyes begin to blur, they finally come to rest on a copy of The Illustrated Tale of the Oracle of Light. The library. Have you found the book? Yes, this is the one. I hope it wasn't too difficult to track down. Happy to say I've finished all my pressing tasks. If you want to call your friends over, we can begin learning at once. Without further ado, then, began 100 years ago when the flood of light threatened to swallow Norvrant. Just as all seemed lost, a savior appeared who halted the all-consuming radiance, a maiden with hair of spun gold and eyes of clearest sapphire. Naught was known about her, save that her name was Menphelia, and for delivering the realm she came to be revered as the Oracle of Light. After stopping the flood, the mysterious maiden vanished without a trace, but 15 years later her name would unexpectedly reappear in the annals of history. When Sin Eaters laid ruin to the kingdom of Vobert, a young girl was discovered who was immune to the creature's blighted touch. One with hair of spun gold and eyes of clearest sapphire, she was hailed as the Oracle Reborn and came to likewise be called Menphelia. Enlisting in the Yulmoran army, this Menphelia fought and vanquished countless Sin Eaters. Alas, like so many other soldiers, she eventually met her end in battle. Yet with her dying breath, she whispered unto her grieving comrades, Menphelia will return. Probably she didn't say, pray return to the waking sands. True to her word, some years later, another young girl was discovered who possessed the self-same eyes, that self-same hair, and those self-same powers. She too took the name Menphelia. She too fought Sin Eaters as a soldier of Yulmore, and she too fell in battle. Many more were to follow in her footsteps, and so the cycle continues to this day. And that concludes the tale. By their valor and sacrifice, these women have saved Norvrant on numerous occasions. Were it not for them, we might never have learned of the Light Wardens and their nature. They sound like formidable warriors. Some, perhaps, the truth is rather less simple. Though the Oracle is reborn with certain common traits, she does not inherit the memories or the knowledge of her previous incarnations. All of the Menphelias thus far were discovered as ordinary girls, unversed in the ways of war and ignorant of the power they harbored. While some embraced their fate and devoted themselves to training, others did not, but all were made to face the Sin Eaters and all died to keep our hopes alive. What can you tell us of the current Menphelia? She was found by the Yulmoran army some 10 years ago and taken into their care, or rather their custody. She was a prisoner in all but name, for by that time, under Lord Valthry's rule, Yulmore had already abandoned resistance in favor of decadence. Menphelia was an uncomfortable reminder of the war they no longer wished to fight, a potential threat to the peace, so they kept her under lock and key. For a long while, we heard nothing more of her. We couldn't even be certain she was alive, save that it was in the Yulmorans' best interest for her to remain under their control. But then 3 years ago, a gallant soul stole into the city and rescued her from their clutches, just like a hero from the tale. Is that going to be Thancred? Indeed. Well, I believe we now have a good grasp of Menphelia's tale. Thank you for your time, Morin. Might I trouble you for a word, Zilly? Outside? Well, in the trailer, they show Thancred running with a young girl, and he calls her Menphelia. And watching the trailer, it's really, really confusing. But now, like, oh, okay, well, maybe that'll just be a cutscene later on. As you will have already surmised, the gallant soul who rescued Minfilia was none other than our own dear Thancred. Oh, you see it? I figured they would just wait to tell. Probably why they didn't avoid putting it in the trailer. Like, we're just going to tell you up front this happened. They have since been wandering the land together, never remaining in one place for long, which is why we have not yet had the chance to meet them. We know that Minfilia journeyed here as Hydaelyn's emissary to halt the flood of light. It could only be her that the people of the First witnessed 100 years ago, the original Oracle of Light. But while there's plainly some connection between the woman we knew and her namesakes, the fact that these girls do not share her memories must surely mean they are not the same person. Thancred has to understand that. I have no doubt that he understands. The question is how he feels. Regardless, the Thancred we know would not forsake his charge. If she has been captured, we may be certain he will not stand idly by. There you go again, talking in your roundabout way. If you think we should rescue Minfilia, just spit it out. Just so happens I agree with you. It's quite clear that this Minfilia possesses Hydaelyn's blessing. And it wouldn't hurt to have a second such individual on our side, right? Guess not. Quite. One's generally been enough, but fine. Yeah, it'll help. The linear story, I don't think it'll change depending on my answer. I see you've made up your minds. Exarch, what brings you here? Report and a proposal. First, the report. Our scouts have confirmed that the Umoran forces at Loxton Loft do indeed have Minfilia in their custody. For the present, they are holding her there, but we can be certain they will move her to Yulmore ere long. Should that happen, we may be forced to give her up as lost. So if we mean to act, we should do so quickly. Which brings me to my proposal. Ask that you entrust this undertaking to us, the people of the Crystarium. An unwelcome guest, complete. Okay. Crystarium's resolve. The Exarch is eager to delve into the details of his proposal.
You are doubtless eager to attempt Minfilia's rescue, and with your combined strength, you may well succeed. But as I said earlier, I do not wish to show our hand unless absolutely necessary.
Venturers.
'Twas not merely the night sky that you restored to us, but hope. Hope for the future of Norvrand. Unlike you, we cannot contend with the Light Wardens, but so long as hope burns in our hearts, we will fight on regardless. This I will prove to you. My friends, I thank you for gathering at such short notice. There is something I would ask you all. As many of you are aware, I received an emissary from Yulmore a short while ago in the form of General Ranjit. To my dismay, the General condemned the slaying of the Light Warden, and warned me in no uncertain terms that, should the Crystarium cast its lot with the Warrior of Darkness, there would be war. Let none be mistaken. We would be hard-pressed indeed to resist the might of Yulmore. Some would even call it suicide. And yet my heart cries out to fight. Better that than relinquish the hope that swelled in my breast when I beheld the night sky for the first time in 100 years. Or so says my heart. My mind, meanwhile, reminds me that to follow my heart would be to risk everything we have accomplished thus far. Clearly, this is not a decision to be made lightly, nor less alone. And so I put the question to you all. What should we do?
How do we fight?
My lord, you already know our minds. It brought tears to our eyes to witness the knight's return. The whole of Norvrant deserves the same, and not just because some children's story tells us so.
Yulmor's influence is far-reaching. Should war break out, trade would be subject to restrictions. The flow of goods will dry up, and we will struggle to make do with what little trickles through. But make do, we will.
Aye, we can weather such hardships. Is that not the very thing the Crystarium was built for? We have always taken pride in our ability to sustain ourselves. Not just to endure, but to thrive.
When all falls down around you, rise up. Those were your words.
Guys, this is...
There may come a day when all hope seems lost, but even should the rest of the world give in to despair, we shall not. We shall fight on, that our children and our children's children might know a better tomorrow.
Rousing words apart, I never much cared for those Yulmoran bastards anyway. No better than common swindlers, most of them. Wouldn't know a fair deal if it came up and kissed them on the arse.
Tell him Cassard.
Trust you to spoil the moment.
It appears we have a consensus.
Practicality aside, yeah, those guys are kind of assholes. Screw that.
Let it be known that the Yulmoran host at Laxon Loft has taken the Oracle of Light captive. They fear the power she holds over the Sin Eaters, and doubtless intend to imprison her once more. So, I move that we rescue the Oracle, grant her a place among us, and let that be our answer to Yulmor's ultimatum.
Hear, hear!
Hear, hear!
In planning a strategy for the rescue, I open the floor to you all.
And there you have it. If Yulmor wishes to denounce us as villains, then we shall embrace our villainy. Will you do so as well?
We will not be outdone. Consider us your partners in crime.
Criminals. Villains. We've been fugitives before, so it's not that
My
big
lord,
of a deal, right?
Our proposal is as follows. We begin by deploying Amaro to occupy the skies over Lakeland. They should serve to delay the airship's departure. At the same time, we scatter dream powder from the air.
Powder.
Not all will succumb to its effects, but it should thin the enemy's numbers, affording us an opening to swoop in and liberate the Oracle.
Sleeping gas?
Very good. Siege your preparations.
And what exciting crimes would you have us commit? Speaking for my fellow villains, I'd say we're capable of most things, though we draw the line at indolence.
If excitement is your desire, then I bid you join the guard. Captain Lena will give you your orders.
Cap. You will be joining the Guard, but however highly the Exarch thinks of you, you will receive no special treatment from me. Is that clear? Where's your salute, soldier? Better, more spirited than the Exarch's feeble attempts, certainly. Now, first things first, you will need uniforms. Go to the crystalline mean and report to Catlas. You measured and fitted. Could probably just... know my way around yet. Ah, and there's the last of them. Your friends are being measured as we speak. Right this way. We'll see it. We'll see to it you look your dashing best for your first outing. Done, are you? Let's have a look at those numbers. Doesn't look like I changed at all. Oh, it was just a fitting. I see. How goes it? Sorry, Captain. I'm afraid we don't have anything on hand that's ready to a ready fit. But we do have a few that are fairly close. We should be able to make them work with some minor adjustments. Very well then, see to it, and have the uniforms delivered directly to the field. I shall take this opportunity to brief you on the mission. As mentioned earlier, we will deploy Amaro to scatter dream powder from the air. Once the powder takes effect, an elite unit will storm the fortress to rescue the Oracle. Safe liberation is our sole objective. Engagement is to be avoided wherever possible. I assume we're to be part of said unit? Correct. The unit will be divided into two contingents, one deploying from Fort Job and the other from Austral Imperative. You and Alpha Node will join the former. Dilly, meanwhile, will join the latter with me. Could be a dungeon or just like a duty thing. Before you proceed to your positions, you are to report to Chesamile at Spagarix. He will issue you with a serum to ward off the effects of dream powder. We shall be on our way then. Take care, my friend. We will see you in the field. Quite far from the Imperative, so you may make use of an Amaro from the Rookery, after you have collected the serum, of course. For anything is. Like, I guess it's on. I don't know. Lost. I can't go back. Hey, I don't know where to go. Okay, there we go. Yes, sweetie, is there something you need? Oh, one of the guard come for your dram, are you? Here you go, a dose of this will keep you firmly in the waking world while your enemies are off in dreamland. Now, if this is your first time, I should warn you, it's bitter as sin. Prince's kiss, they call it, but if you ask me, it should be crone's kiss. Hee hee. Just aside, the stuff really is foul. Most people gag like there's no tomorrow, but if you don't drain every last drop, you're liable to end up taking a trip to dreamland yourself. So I must ask you to drink it here and now while I watch. Come on, give the old crone a kiss. Well done, sweetie. I'm proud of you. Why, if I didn't know any better, I'd even say you enjoyed it, and now you needn't fear falling asleep on the battlefield. Just have care you don't lose any limbs out there, alright? They don't tend to grow back. Jin Mai. I'm gonna learn this city. Got here yesterday. Yes, what do you require of me? A bird. An Amaro to take you to the Imperative, huh? Much as I would like to oblige, all our mounts are reserved for the coming operation. I fear you will have to go by foot. But wait, there might be another way, assuming you're willing to lend a hand. Custarium's resolved. Level 72, the logistics of war. Jin Mai has a task for you should you be willing. About to deliver an Amaro to Radiska's Round, one of the locations whence the beast will fly for the operation. Tower lies along the route to the Imperative. If near enough is good enough for you, then you may make a delivery in my stead. Very good, I shall ready the Amaro for departure at once. Gotta explore the area at some place. New area. This is just outside. Where we're catching it then, huh? Yeah. Radiska's Round is to the north and west. You can take the road or you can fly. It is up to you. On arriving, make yourself known to the sentry and she will give you further instructions. You should become separated from the Amaro. Worry not. The beasts are trained to return to the rookery. That is all. Go well. Okay, we can fly. Open this map up some. Gonna do most of it. We actually learn flying. Also get experience for unlocking new areas. Wonder if it would let me fly into another zone. Fly the whole map if we could. We're gonna fly around this map a bit. I'd go unlock that other etherite, even though we're probably headed that way. Or is it too spoilery to unlock the whole map before you're supposed to? Yeah, maybe so. Maybe we don't want to open the place up. There's solution. Part of me that wants to complete stuff, wants to open the map, and the part of me doesn't want to be spoiled, wants to as is. Where are you at? With Zim Jinmai at the Accenture gate to mount the Amaro, then ride it to the sentry at Radiska's crown. Dang, I'm stuck. I guess I went too far. Up we go. It's down. There we go. Guess it's this one. Why does he not have a thing over his head? Ah, where's that last tomorrow? It's supposed to be here by now. Oh, I'm supposed to be on it. Okay, well that kind of changes things, doesn't it? Yeah. I realize I'd have to be on it or I wouldn't have gotten off. Alright, it won't take. Always quicker to fly than it is to. I have riding maps, but they cost you. We're gonna get one of these. We've gotten a mount in every expansion so far. Chocobo, ARR. Get a black chocobo in Heaven's Word. Get the Yawl and Stormblood. And particularly special about this one. Get another. I guess we gotta talk to him. Oh, you're delivering the tomorrow to us. Afraid there's been a change of plans. We already have all the beasts we require here. That's not what he just told me. Said this one is to go to the Imperative to the west. Please see it to the handler on duty. Sezi Vanto. If you encounter trouble along the path, return here and I'll set you right wise. Or just a checkpoint. So we're gonna go to that Etherite anyway, so I guess it's good we didn't bother flying all around. There's another ether town. Oh, no. Ah, the last Amaro. My thanks, friend. You may leave the beast with me. Hey, I don't believe I know you. Did you join the guard recently? Ah, so that is the way of it. Well, you managed to arrive, and that's all that matters in the end. I bid you welcome to the Ostal Imperative, one of our key strongholds in Lakeland. First thing you'll want to do is report to the captain. You'll find her at the lookout across the way. Forgetting about my mounts. So it seems that rather than the Amaro delivering you, you delivered the Amaro. I'll not thank you. I expect all my soldiers to make themselves useful. Speaking of which, I have a task for you. Logistics of War, complete. They gave me an either. Oracle of Light, level 72. The operation fast approaching. Lena means to put you to work. In readiness for the operation, the Amaro will need to be treated with the same serum as us. As you well know, however, it is not pleasant. In order to coax them into taking it, we have sprinkled it on their fodder. All that remains is to feed it to them. Task I am sure you will enjoy. Fetch the fodder from the Amaro launched and feed to 4 of the beasts. Dismissed. Fodder. Hurt Amaro. Like the chocobo feeding to wee. Amaro happily devours the fodder. Tuned to that etherite as well. We. Amaro absent-mindedly munches on the fodder. Amaro. We. Amaro is wary at first, but appetite eventually wins out and accepts the fodder. Amaro. Amaro reels at the smell, but accepts the fodder nonetheless. We did it, Captain. Give me praise, Captain. Amaro are fed? Good, the rest have already been dosed, so we need not fear any of our mounts succumbing to the dream powder. All units have now entered the final stages of their preparations. The time is nigh. Make ready and wait a deployment atop the main watchtower. I will send your uniform along as soon as it arrives. That is all. May night smile upon us. Long one. Cramps. Go further up. All along the watchtower. Warrior of Heights. Darium Scout. The operation is about to commence. Stand ready. During the operation, some of your gear will be glamored. Your attributes and abilities will be unaffected. Duty calls. Commence battle for the Oracle of Light. Level sync is in effect. If you are above the maximum allowed level, it will be synced as follows. Level 72, item level 395. Proceed. Gotta stop the Zeppelin. That must be her. New Menthelia. Showed her at the end of the. Showed her at the end of the cutscene from yesterday's quest.
What now?
Get captured if banquet is. Guess that ain't. But birds.
The Crystarium at a guess. Desperate fools. It'll take more than a handful of overgrown lizards to ground us.
Are you gonna be... Sound the alarm!
Did we just declare war? Oh, I feel like I'm at level 12 again.
Captain, the powder has taken effect.
It is time. Let us free the Oracle from their clutches.
Go kick some ass. Watch out, guys. Healer coming in. Ready to see some green DPS?
For the Crystarium!
But then we'll occupy the enemy while we rescue the Oracle. Close to the wall. Can't cross. Can't cross here. Have to go around. Did I miss something?
On guard!
Target. not have time. Leave them to the card. That's mighty.
Leave this to me!
Hit the wrong button. I think I just assisted him to death.
Let's give them a show!
Have a dot yet? Push him down. They tank them together so I can.
You're not alone.
In GPS, baby. Is there a healer somewhere? There he is. He's dead already. Got another one. Don't seem to be getting anywhere. I don't know. It seems like we're killing a lot under me. Going ahead. We'll hold them feet. Where's ahead? Follow Lena. It didn't. It's certainly gonna be like a boss battle. Glad I'm not doing this as Black Mage. It would take forever. Damage is nice, but the spell casting takes ages. Is relatively clear. Good. I give her yeah, I gave her one. That's one. Here, big boy. Go. Gravity. Findings. We'll save you, Mentelia. Thank you. Are you from the Crystarium? Correct. We've come to rescue you. Your weapons, made to the same specifications as Thancred's. Be ready to use them. Understood. Please lead the way. Yes, small child. Small child, shoot to kill, if you know what I mean. Where do we go? Okay. Quiet, too quiet. Well, that general's still out there somewhere. Ranji, not end well. Brazen Thieves. You will regret coming here. I mean, technically this is where we live, right? Like a snake thing. Can't even target that thing. Oh, there. Silent lightning. Green DPS, baby.
Vanity. Be gone.
How to die. Kicks in out, okay. Probably should have saved my light speed for this section. Hot person. I don't think I'm supposed to take all of his. It's like when you fight, what's his name? Grinwad or whatever, and like,
Why do you
only really get him down to like these. Take me, man. Gotta play. See? I can heal.
It's over.
Over. Got health. For your father. What the hell? Unwinnable fight.
You, boy. You bear a striking resemblance to the artist my master seeks. By all means, keep your counsel. You will all have ample time to confess your crimes back in Yulmore.
Ingrid. Gotta be there.
Thancred?
So, you are the wretch who stole her from us.
And what if I am?
What? Pathetic. Vermin such as you are not worthy of the Oracle.
Good news. We're in a different world, so maybe you can. But... Now we're going AWOL.
Break!
Fool! You would see your city razed.
I would sooner see it razed than conquered. Suffice it to say, we are ready to receive you.
What now, Exarch? Will you face me yourself?
I think not, General. I've quite exhausted my tricks. If you mean to give chase, I will not stand in your way. But you would do well to tread warily, for your quarry goes to a place where even Yulmore dare not bear its steel. Ilmeg, the Fairy Kingdom.
Any fairies yet?
To think that mountain of indolence still had the energy to unleash his hounds.
Oh, that thing we met got here was a pixie. Fairy. Type of thing.
Even the most pointless of conflicts may alter a world's course. And now the plan has gone awry.
Yeah, well, they're fairies for, like, scholar. I don't think they're the same. I mean, I don't know. We'll find out.
But how? How did the so-called Crystal Exarch bring the hero of the Source to the First? As if I didn't have enough on my hands already. Then again, with a soul such as that, mayhap there is another way. One which does not require bloodshed.
And the Asians travel freely between the worlds? I mean, because they live, like, outside of the world.
Not so long ago, here in the shadow of the northern ranges, lay the great kingdom of Verbert. A nation with a proud history that the Sin Eaters cut short, just like all the rest. Since that time, these lands have become a haven for Fey folk. Dreamers frolicking amidst the ruins of a forgotten realm.
Right.
We should be safe enough here. It's good to see you again, my friends. I don't know about you, but it feels like years since last we met.
But
5 of them in my case.
They said, was it Urianger or Stolas here in the fairy realm? Guess we'll find out.
Why, it only feels like one to me, but long enough to warrant a more convivial reunion either way. What brought you to Laxon Loft?
The girl, Minfilia, she and I were traveling together, hunting Sin Eaters. But as we were nearing Lakeland, she abruptly ran off on her own. I found her too late to stop the Ulmorans from taking her prisoner. And as I was considering rescue options, I observed that the Crystarium was on the move. So I consulted the Exarch, who apprised me of the details of the operation and issued me certain instructions. Should the situation take a turn for the worse, I was to see you all safely to Ilmeg. And here we are.
Run off. Trying to return to the Waking Sands.
Urianger has called this place home for a while now.
Okay, Urianger. I knew it was one of them, I just didn't one.
Yet we have never called upon him, I am ashamed to say. 'Twas only at the Crystarium that we met.
Hardly surprising. This is not the sort of place one visits on a whim. Happily, having trespassed on Urianger's hospitality for a spell, Minfilia and I have an idea of how things work around here. Sooner or later, the Ulmorans will come after us. But before they do, the Exarch bids us accomplish 2 things. First, rendezvous with Urianger. And second, eliminate the Light Warden of this land.
Sounds like a plan. So kill Urianger and find the Light Warden.
Minfilia. What made you leave Thancred behind, if you don't mind me asking?
To make it to the Waking Sands.
You. The hero from another world. I was asleep when I felt it. A presence. Someone I was meant to meet. They were close and I knew I had to go to them. But with all the commotion in Lakeland, I was afraid that Thancred wouldn't let me.
And would I have been wrong? Had I arrived a moment later, you would be back in your cell in Yulmore.
Be way more chill.
And now we have Ranjit snapping at our heels. You really have outdone yourself this time.
I'm sorry. Thank you for saving me.
Got real dad vibes.
Oh, poor thing being scolded so.
Poor thing. Poor thing.
Who said that? Show yourselves.
Come now. Put away that frown and have some fun with us. Yes,
Fairies.
let's have some fun. Lots and lots of fun.
Which way was it to Urianger's?
We've been there so many times, but I can't. Why can't I remember?
Damn it all. We're already caught in their spell.
Uh-oh. Fight some fairies. They like the sylphs of this world. Ilmeg is the fairy kingdom, and as one might expect, it is home to the Fae folk. Most prominent among them are the Pixie, who have a penchant for making mischief. They use powerful illusions to play tricks on all who venture into their domain. Okay, so Pixies are fairies. By way of an example, they can make a familiar path seem wholly unfamiliar, or lead you to believe you're somewhere you're not. The Lost Woods. We are now, I am sorry to say, entirely at their mercy. We have the one helping us. The Oracle of Light, complete.